Hey North Star, it's Robert Richmond here. I'm here to share with you Sales the Game. And this is something that's going to be totally optional for you to use. I'm explaining it to see if it's something that you'd like to have. If it is, just reply yes to the email that this is coming with. And let me take you through the game and see if this is something you'd enjoy. This is something that I took the flat sales script and developed into a board game that you can play while you're on a call. And we had it tested out and it seems to work really well and people are liking it. So we're determining how many of these we're gonna make and we're gonna shrink it down a little more so that it could sit on your desk. This is the prototype version here. And let me just take you through it and show you how the sales script turns into a game. So first, we have a game piece here. We have different people here that you pick out a game piece that they start at the very first level here. And as you probably are familiar, this game board here is based on the vocal tone charts that you learned during training. So we're starting off here on the call, and this section here is called our bleachers that we can use different cards for. So for example, well, if we know they're from Arkansas, got an Arkansas state card here for things that you could talk about there if you need that for rapport building. Also, the connection guide that was a flat script before are now different cards based on spouse, grandchildren, working, retired, etc. So we pick that card and put that in our bleachers here as well. And you can have room for your own cards. I'm going to get to the objection cards in a moment, but you can also write your own. So like remember to smile and put that in your bleacher section here. Anything that you want to remind yourself of for the game. And the script is divided by these sections, like the intro, fact-finding, health, needs, features and benefits, all these that you're familiar with. These stages are broken up into these cards. So rather than just reading from a script, you pick up the deck from the section that you're in, and you just start reading these cards one by one, filling out the name of the person wherever it is in yellow. And each of these, some of these actually have some different graphics to them, like the country graphic here. Sharing a story has the storybook icon there. So it's made to make it a little more interesting than just the flat script. So you go through each of these and you bring the game piece to each stage that you're going through. Now, if you're building rapport, that's the top section here. So you're moving out of the flow into rapport, knowing that you don't want to stay in rapport for too long. You want to get back to the flow of the game. And if they bring up an objection, that's an interruption of the flow as well. So you'll bring that into the objection sections. Now, if you have one, there's this deck of objections that I did like text messages here, where somebody says, for example, I have to go. And you say, thanks for sharing that with me. This should not take very much longer, I promise. Right? So there's a whole deck here of different objections that you can also use as flashcards to learn the objections so that you have them really quick. And if there are certain ones that you're having problems with, you can also put that up into the bleachers. So as you're going through the game, you're going to be going in and out of these different stages, into rapport building when you're there, into objections when it's there, grabbing an objection card and reading that. And the goal obviously is to go all the way through this, picking up each, when like for needs in red, we pick up the needs, and we go through these cards and these scripts, putting it down. We might go to rapport, we might go to an objection, but we keep going across the game. Let's say the call ends on features and benefits here. Then we take one of the coins and we put it in the piggy bank. So the reason for this is one, each of the coins has a score. So the points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. So you get more points as you go through there. And at the end of the day, you can actually have a score for how well you did with the game. But also, this is where it becomes really interesting that will surprise you, is that because you don't know what's going in there, at the end of the day, you're gonna see how many coins you have of each, and that's gonna help you immensely because you'll see, oh wow, I keep getting stuck at the needs section because I have so many red coins. And that's a point of coaching that you can bring up with your manager to see, okay, how can I get past the needs section? Because it actually surprises you. Christian, who did the prototype of this, he did the prototype testing of this rather, was very surprised when he opened up the bank because he thought he was getting stuck in one part, but was actually getting stuck in another. So you get feedback through the score at the end of the day, but also how many of each color. And the goal obviously is to get this game piece either to the saved family piece right there, Or if you lost the game, it's stuck with the bill. The family is there stuck with the bill. So the goal, again, is to get these all the way across to save family. If you get stuck on one, then you put the coin into the piggy bank where you get a score by the end of the day, and then you get to see where your stuck points are. Also, for some of the things that are more routine in here, like disclosures, this is a check sheet that you can go through and pick up this and read and check off. Same thing with this sheet here. So you also have this clipboard that can easily be wiped down so that you can use it every time. So I know there's a lot of game elements here, but once you start playing, it actually becomes really easy. And we've found that people are having a good time with it. So if this is something that you'd like to use, it's opt-in, meaning optional. You don't have to use this, but if you'd like to, again, just reply yes so that we know how many of these games to create a version for your desk that you can use through the call and make it a little more fun and more of a learning opportunity. Hope you enjoy it.